Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here, and I've got Ankit Panchal of Macrotech, and I found this guy over here who's a hotelier. This guy owns a half a dozen hotels and is working with Macrotech, and they're creating solutions designed for hoteliers in a really smart way. So I thought we'd have a little conversation and catch up with him today. How are you today?
Hey Glenn, I'm good.
It's great.
Yeah.
So what makes you want to work with these guys? Aren't you too busy hoteling?
I am too busy all the time, but I want to work on easing out our operations, right?
Yeah.
Make it better. And technology is our forefront, right?
Right.
I'm a second generation hotelier, and I want to adapt the technology and create it for the rest of the hoteliers, having ease to do business.
Yeah.
Operational solutions.
So-
and AI is the way to go now.
All right, so we're going to be talking a little bit about AI, of course, and as you know, we discuss this all the time. AI is going to be incorporated into everything. So the question is not, is AI a technology that's going to be successful? It's about how are we going to create the technology that works to enable people to better connect with people or allow guests to be able to control their own experience in a more meaningful way. So I thought it'd be fun if we take a little bit of a look at what you're doing, how you're trying to change the industry over there. But before we do that, what do you see as the major points that are ripe for innovation that you guys are focused on today?
See, our industry is lacking on innovation, right?
Yeah.
Technology, our systems have been really old. We're still using legacy system at a lot of our properties, right?
Yeah.
But yet our consumers are Gen Zs.
Yeah.
And you want the older folks, right? The first gen, they want to have ease and accessibility to things, right?
Yeah.
And I think AI and this newer technology will help us achieve that. And we really need to change.
We do need to change. And a lot of times they're, older people. But I've been out on the road preaching, going, no, look, I'm not one of those older people. And I might be a little bit slower than my kids to adapt to a new technology.
Sure.
But the same was the case with my parents. And my mom is on Facebook. She uses a smartphone.
Right.
So we all catch up. It's just a matter of how long it takes for us to join the rest of the crew. And by simplifying it, making all of these products that I see here today more intuitive, that's going to really ramp up the speed. So let's take a little look about what we have here today and what do you want to show us. So I'm going to put this camera on you and let's walk over to the first
Let's walk.
thing. Let's go.
All right, let's start with our smart lock.
All right.
So we innovated this lock, which is, for sustainability, you don't need keys anymore, right? There's a study which is done that a hotel uses about $700 worth of keys a month.
$700 a month.
A month.
I think
That's an average.
another personal kid, but I think I'm responsible for taking home half those sheets per month.
So if a 100 property
Right.
spends $700 and the amount of plastic that's being used, it's not good for our environment, right? So we have this lock which has RFID as well as QR code. So when you check into a hotel, you get a uniquely generated QR code to your text, and you just bring your phone in front of the lock, and it will scan the QR code and open up the lock.
All right, so I'm familiar with that because a lot of the major hotel brands are doing things like keyless entry.
Sure.
But the QR code is something new that I've never heard of before. Why a QR code, and how is that different than than the RFID, and why even need it?
Sure. So we are the only one who are doing QR code right now.
Yeah.
And the reason behind it is for you to have RFID or Bluetooth enabled keyless entry, you need to have internet, right? And 9 out of 10 times you're in the hallway, the internet is sketchy.
Right.
It will take you forever to open up a lock.
That makes a lot of sense.
And you have a QR code that's generated. It's going to be throughout your stay, right? And the other cool feature we have is this one does not have any electronics. So you see there's no wire. So everything is
Really?
mechanism in there. It takes 10 minutes to install a lock. If you remove an old lock, you can install it within 10 minutes, and it takes 10 seconds to program a lock. Right?
Wow.
And from the hotelier's perspective, right, this one has live dashboards. So you can see if Glenn checked into room 101, you can see it live, right? If Glenn's key is not working, you can see it live. You can text the AI agent, my key isn't working, my QR code is not working, and you'll have a secondary generated QR code. So that will help you open it up. You don't have to go back and forth.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, again, everything that technology should be about removing friction from the process.
Absolutely.
And we were just talking about this before I recorded. In the city I'm at the hotel I'm at, I'm getting locked out of my room every time. It's some sort of issue.
Sure.
But I can't get into my room without asking permission. That's creating the friction there.
It is.
So what you're saying is even if I have a problem with it, and I think about this, if I'm in a major mega resort in Las Vegas and I'm all the way at the end of the hallway, and then I got to walk 10, 15 minutes back, I'm not going to have to do that anymore because of a backup mechanism.
Exactly. And the other good part is, as we do not have the electronics in here, it takes very less battery. The battery is going to last for 2 years.
Wow.
So that's another cool feature.
Yeah.
And hoteliers' perspective, they get to see live. So if a room is being rented out that's not in their PMS, a GM can set a red flags and they will get notification that, hey, one of the rooms just got rented or somebody's in there, but it's not in the PMS.
Interesting.
So they get the ease to see live on what's happening.
That's pretty crazy.
And we are the only one in the industry who are doing that.
So what we're really talking about is getting more control for the owners as well as, again, removing that friction for the consumer.
Absolutely.
All right, so what else do we have?
So we've got our Wi-Fi, so we've got Macrotech, we've got our own proprietary access points, which is plug and play. You don't have to program anything. It takes, like, for a 100-room property, it'll take 2 hours to install it.
Seriously?
Sir. And it's with open Wi-Fi, so we don't have to program it. So if you want to, and
it's with what? I'm sorry.
It's called open Wi-Fi.
Could you explain that for people who don't know?
So what?
And this is me pretending I do know.
Sure. So open Wi-Fi is a platform where you can see all of your access points. So if access point is not working at one of the room, you have a dashboard where you can reset it. Or if there is a problem with it, if the access point is burned or something is wrong with it, you can see everything live.
Wow.
And you can also see connectivity. So if you have got guests in room 101 connected to access point, you will see what kind of speed they're getting.
Thanks.
So you're ahead of the game.
Dude, you're ahead of me. You're ahead of me, Anke, because sometimes I'm in a room, and sometimes there are cases where I'm in multiple rooms in a hotel over a stay, right? One will be stinky, and one will be blazing fast, and you lose so much control over the experience if you're not providing equal, high-speed access. Yeah, real high-speed bandwidth. All right, that's pretty awesome. What else we got over here?
So we've got ID scanners. A lot of the traditional PMS, you have to put, manual inputs, right? So this is also an OCR scanner. So if you put an ID, everything...
OCR stands for optical character recognition?
Yes, sir. Right. Everything gets pre-populated from your driver license. We also have a subscription model in the back end. So if you have a DNR, you will see DNR populated in your PMS. So if a guest stayed at a hotel and smoked in it, you'll get do not rent code 101, how to just see what code 101 means.
I thought when you said DNR, you were not going to resuscitate guests if they have a problem.
Right. Yeah. So it just gives you an access to, a list where you don't have to go through a manual.
Well, also, I got to tell you, from a customer point of view, when they take my license and they start typing, they're looking down, they're not looking at me. And again, it's creating friction where you could have had a moment of opportunity to be able to better connect with that customer.
100%. This one is going to narrow down your check-in experience by 2 to 3 minutes, right?
Wow.
So
that's pretty significant.
Yes, sir. Because if you have a phone number that's been plugged into your ID in any other hotel, any other PMS, this is going to pre-populate.
Right. Not that you're going to need to go to the front desk because you're going to be getting this key pre-populated over here, right? But should you go to the front desk, that's great. And for me, I like the freedom to choose whichever one I'm going to want to do.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I want to get some information and I want to speak to the person.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got some good friends over at Dish TV. And
yes, sir. So we are
here.
We are a Dish authorized distributor. And we've got more than 9 installers. So if anybody is looking for Dish smart box or wall boxes, we are ready to go. Reach out to us. We can get it installed pretty quickly.
Great. All right, so that's all fine. But we got the check-in, we got the room key to just get into the door lock. But what about actual check-in kiosks and stuff?
Oh, there we go. This is the hot kick machine, right? The virtual AI assistant, and this will take away a lot of your operational burdens, right? A lot of the biggest challenge right now, what we have is operational and labor. Training cost is so very high. Our machines.
It's all good. It's all right. Hey, we're on a conference floor. Goodbye. Maybe I should, now that we got the close-up of the product, let me come from this angle.
Our machine has a pre-populated PMS training. So, for example, if you're here to check in for a room, right, it's going to take you a couple minutes to check in. All you do is click, check in. You put your ID. You're going to scan your ID. And then it's going to ask you for, your payment. And all of that is done. If, for example, something is not working out, you also have a live agent option. So we have a live agent that's going to come up right now and instruct us on how to do a check-in.
That's really awesome. The live agent part is so critical to me. Oh,
There
hey,
you go.
how are you?
Hi, sir.
Hi, thank you. I'm having a little trouble checking in today because I'm not smart. Is there anything you could do to help get me in my room quicker?
Yeah, I can believe.
Great. I do. All right, so then I put in the ID, and I guess we're all fine. Hey, thanks for helping us. Really appreciate you. I really like that because what I'm most worried about, as someone commentating in our business, is removing the humanity from hospitality.
Right.
And when you're giving people choices to do the check-in kiosk, you want them to still feel comfortable, right? And I love that if I get frustrated, I can just hit a button and a person can come on and help me 24 hours a day.
Yes, sir. And, again, this one can accept cash. It dispenses key card. It does your traditional credit card. So it has, all of the wheels and vessels which you'll be looking for in a kiosk. The other good part is it has a selfie camera on here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're using your credit card, it's recording you with your consent. So what happens is 9 out of 10 times if there's a chargeback issue, you can see that plan.
Yeah, today I was there. Yeah.
So that's another part for the hotelier standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And also we'll have all the logs and recording in the back, so you will see all of the logs on what's happening with the kiosk.
That's really important for being able to clarify situations at any time. Now, this is the standalone version, but over here you've got two others as well.
Yeah, we've got on tabletop. So if you go to a big hotel, 100 plus keys, you can have few of this.
Right.
If you just want to extend your stay, or if you want to just check out or get your key, right? If you don't have QR code, and if there's a hotel who still uses this kind of key, you need to have one of this.
Yeah.
Right? Or you need to have one of the wall mount one, which you can have it.
I like this wall mount.
Yeah, it's a weatherproof. You can have it right next to your night window, right? So it replaces your night audit, right? If you got a smaller properties and somebody is coming to check in at probably 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, you don't need to have a night auditor.
Yeah, it's great. I was just at an extended stay hotel in Salt Lake City, Utah area.
Sure.
And they had one of these systems, not the wall one, but the one right behind you.
Got it.
And what was really great is because after 11 p.m., they didn't have a human being working there, right? So if you came in late, you're able to check in, have the security that you need as a hotelier, and still give the customer a chance to talk to a human being again at that late night transaction.
Yeah, we have the same feature like the other kiosk where you can still talk to a live agent. And that live agent always have a connectivity with somebody on the hotel, right? Whether it's a GM, whether it's a maintenance guy, but 24 hours they have the access to have somebody live there. So if there is, a lot of people have concerns that what happens about security, right? But if you have a person there or somebody who's leaning a few miles away to quickly go there to assist a customer, we have our live agent connected with them.
That's pretty cool. And again, adding layers of protection for the guests and the hotelier. But one of the things we really haven't gotten into is that AI conversation yet, right? Absolutely. And it's so essential for the future to be able to cut down the amount of unnecessary time people could be working, so you could improve face-to-face time. It struck me, you got this cool phone system here that's incorporating that AI functionality.
So Glenn, most of our phone systems are pretty legacy in the industry, right? They have those big analog ports, analog phone lines, right? Old school stuff. So we have got this revolutionary product where we take away your old box system and put in a voice over IP system, which also has AI feature. So for example, if you're staying in a hotel and your front desk agent is busy checking in 10 people in a line, they can switch AI assist. What happens is when you're dialing 0 from your room phone, there's a virtual agent who's going to help them out.
So to explain it to people, it's kind of like we've been seeing a lot of these text versions of this, but now you're making it so if you don't even want to pick up that phone, you can just hit the button. Pick up your cell phone.
Absolutely.
You can pick up the in-room phone, and it'll serve the same purpose. Plus, you don't have to worry about all that typing.
Exactly. Yeah. You can do stayovers, right? Or if you want to do future reservation, you can just pick it up and talk to an agent. Yeah, I can even give you a demo if you like.
Yeah, I'd also like. My guess is, if I'm asking for towels, then nobody's going to intervene. But if I have a particular situation where a human being might be needed, it'll connect with the human being instead of whatever AI you're utilizing, correct?
Exactly. So for example, if you ask for, hey, what's good to eat around here, right? It will give you multiple options. You can even ask them, hey, can you text me the directions for it? And it will send you a text message.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
If you want to make a reservation at a restaurant, it's going to do that for you. extend your stay. You can do that everything on a phone call with a virtual agent.
That's really
So you're now taking away a lot of the operational time from your front desk, and they can concentrate on more sort of guest experience.
Yep.
Right. We also have something which is pretty cool, which is you can do welcome calls. So the minute you check in into your room, you'll get a welcome call from our AI agent. Hey, Mr. Glenn, this is Mickey from front desk. I just want to check in if everything is good with you in your room. And if you need anything, please dial 0 and let me know if I can be of any assistance.
That's pretty cool. I really like that feature. Why do you think people are switching over to VoIP systems from traditional phone systems? And yes, I know this has been going on for many years now.
Sure. So, look, it's the ease, right?
Yeah.
Voice over IP system is very easy to install, right? And those analog phone lines, they're almost obsolete. It's hard to find them. It's hard to find parts for it. And, it's cutting down the cost. It's cutting down the cost because this one has monthly subscription. So the cost for installation for 100-room property on a traditional phone system will be somewhere around $25,000 to $30,000. And this one is 1/3 of it.
Wow.
This is probably like $3,000.
That's pretty. All right. So one last question on this technology. What about 911?
Well, we are 100% compliant with 911. So, for example, if somebody dials 911, it will have the live location, geolocation of the room on what room it's routed from. Or, for example, if they dial virtual assistant and they are like, hey, I'm not feeling well, right? The virtual assistant will give them an option. Sir, would you like me to dial 911 for you?
Wild.
Well, would you want me to connect to the front desk agent?
Right.
So we have got all of those algorithms plugged in. And if somebody calls and be like, hey, somebody is knocking on my room, I feel threatened, it's going to give them an option. Do you want me to call 911 for you?
Wow.
So the adaptation, we have done a lot of R&Ds and a lot of studies, right? We want to make sure we don't take any liability from the hoteliers' perspective. So 911 was the number one thing, and we are certified for all the certifications which are required for 911 compliance. We are PCI compliant, SOC 2, which is cybersecurity, and then we've got UL, ISO certification. So we have all of the certifications required.
Fantastic. All right, so tell me a little bit how you perceive innovation and where are you thinking of your products and how do you see where the next frontier is going to be for you?
Absolutely. So we are doing constant innovations, right? We're doing R&Ds. Our team, we've got a team in India, we've got a team in Vietnam, we've got a team in Canada and the United States, right? We've got 200 plus employees.
Wow.
Yeah, and our team are constantly looking into how we can improve, what we can do better, what products are required in the industry, what products are missing in the industry, right? So we're working into constant R&Ds. And as I said, AI, right? I don't think anybody in the industry yet has cracked it, right? And we're trying to do it. We've got 1,000 plus phone system installed right now, and we're serving about 7,000 plus hotels globally.
Seriously?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. Hey, how can we learn more about Macrotech and your live products?
The best way to learn about our product is go to macrotechglobal.com. We've got all of our product line over there. And follow us on LinkedIn. We once in a while we're going to post some cool stuff and demos of our products as well.
Awesome. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video and our exploration into the future of some hospitality technology to help remove friction from the guest experience while increasing customer satisfaction. That's Ankit Panchal. I'm still Glenn Hausman. Thanks for